friends. I'm Karen, and this is the Family Food for Moms podcast. We're talking about inspiration for family cooking and dining. Today, we're going to be talking about having a fun date night with a dice theme. Previously, I did a black and white ball date night, and you can tell I like black and white. So dice are obviously also black and white, but we're going to focus more on the dice shape and the number and using the dice and dice games. So if you feel like a fun date night at home with your hubby, here's some inspiration. So we're talking about a dice theme. So obviously you can use actual dice on your table and have them ready to play, but also elegantly arranged. If you have a whole lot of dice, sometimes you get bigger dice, which are fun. But basically the food is going to imitate the dice. So you can use things like cube-shaped serving trays, like a box that you put something in, or even just square plates and then put dots on the tray in the shape of a dice. So usually the 9 is good because there's lots of items. So you can put 3, 3, and 3 rows of 3 of an item. Some plates you can put one item in the middle, maybe a bigger item, like the dot is always bigger on the dice. You can do the 2 shape, the 3 shape, the 4 shape, etc. Any of the numbers that you get on a dice. If you have a big white or a small white square plate or platter, then you can put items on that in the shape of a dice. Then skewers. You can create skewers with black and white foods alternating. So black olives, mozzarella balls. And then you put the skewers next to each other to make a dice type effect. So the 5 in an X formation or 6 in 2 rows of 3. Obviously, if it's just the two of you, you want to use smaller plates so that it still works. If you don't have square plates, that's fine. Just use round white plates and then make the dots still appear like a dice. The dice tower. So you can stack cube-shaped bites like cheese cubes or sandwich squares, brownie bites into towers of 6. You can use white cubes with a black dot topper. So like a toothpick with edible black dots or small olives to make the dice face pattern on the top. So think again of the dice faces. So you can do 1 deviled egg in the center of a plate. You could do 2 mushroom caps at diagonal corners, like a 2 on the white plate. You can do 1 in the center and 2 diagonal olives. You can do 4 mini sliders, like 1 in each corner. You could do cheese balls, 1 in the center and 4 in the corners. You could do cucumber rounds to make 6 dots in 2 vertical lines. So those are close to black and white foods. We can't always have exactly black and white, but the overall look will be black and white. Maybe your napkins could be black and your tablecloth white. You could use mini dice labels, so small cube-shaped labels or signs on toothpicks to show what each food represents. And you could even create a dice shape with some containers. If you have clear small containers and you fill them with things like popcorn or cheese cubes or olives, and then alternate them and shape them like a dice on the area of the table. You can also use white marshmallows and spread them out on the plate as your base, and then put some Oreos, like 9 or 6 Oreos in the shape of the dice pattern on top of the marshmallows. Then you could have a snack bar for before your meal, which is a rolling dice snack bar. So you could have food labeled 1 to 6, and then you roll the dice and you have one of whatever that is. It could be an olive, it could be a little chocolate. You could do this for dessert for the tiny marshmallows. And then you could even use colors that are not necessarily on dice, because you do get colored dice. So you could do some cherries, anything that's small and round and that you can use as a dot. So then some ideas for specific courses for your dice-themed dinner for 2. You could do a dice face platter for 2 for your appetizer. So use a square plate and arrange the black and white foods in the pattern of the dice face. So the 5 dots are the olives and then the cheese cubes in between. And then pair that with some charcoal crackers or white dips like whipped feta or garlic aioli. You could do mini dice caprese bites. So use small mozzarella cubes and black cherry tomatoes or olives on toothpicks. So you put a cube and then a tomato and an olive, or just 2 of those options, and then arrange them in 2 neat rows like a dice face. Then for your main course, you could do a sushi platter that's dice inspired. So 6 square sushi pieces, and then arrange them on a square black plate. You can use the black plate with the white toppings as your reverse dice. And you could do the stacked dice cube main course. So you build cube-shaped food towers. So polenta cubes layered with mushrooms, goat cheese slices, or cubes of steak layered with mashed potatoes. Your sides, you could have some bread, if you can get black bread, 4 slices of like charcoal bread we've seen. You can do 4 slices of white baguette or sourdough and then arrange them in like a 2x2 pattern. Or you can do the dice dot salad plate. So use a round white plate and then small dollops of black olive tapenade or balsamic reduction that you put to be dipped into, and then arrange your cherry tomatoes, your small mozzarella balls or blackberries in a 5 dot or a 6 dot pattern. And then for dessert, dice themed mini cheesecakes or brownies. So 2 small square white cheesecakes or 2 square brownies with some white cream or icing dolloped on the plate. Black and white chocolate fondue, you could do a white chocolate fondue with black dippers like blackberries, Oreos, or dark brownie pieces. Or you could do a dark chocolate fondue with white dippers like tiny marshmallows, banana, cubes of cake, anything white. Then for your table settings, you can use either the black or the white tablecloth and the alternate napkin, like a white napkin on a black tablecloth. And then you could put dots of food on your napkin. So if you lay the napkin flat in a square and then place a couple of edible things like olives or blueberries or chocolate chips sounds best to me, on the napkins. You can also use decorative dice and stack those or put them on little cubes, like if you've got little boxes. And then you can play dice games. What are your favorite dice games? Tenzi with lots of dice. Yahtzee is fun, filling in different things like a small straight, a large straight, a Yahtzee, a full house, etc. Even snakes and ladders. There are lots of fun dice games. As an alternative appetizer, you could do a white soup. So you could use potato soup or cauliflower soup with cream, and then that would be your base. And then you can dot it with some pieces of steak or something that's black in the shape of a dice floating on top of the soup, even croutons. You could do a square pizza, make the pizza base at home, and then lay out your toppings. Maybe put your cheese layer first and then lay out your dark toppings in the shape of a dice. 9 items, mushrooms, again, pieces of meat like steak, or salami or pepperoni slices in the 6 shape or the 9 shape or the 5 shape to look like a pizza dice. You can cut out some pieces of black card and put them on the table, cut them out in a circle shape. And of course, you can wear black and white. One of you wear black skirt and a white top, and the other wear totally black. Maybe the guy has to wear mainly black. Just see whatever fun you can think of. So don't be stressed about it. Just use your imagination and have lots of fun. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to suggest a dice theme. And have fun playing the dice game. Have fun thinking of some food you can do together. And then enjoy your date night. So that was just a quick fun episode, but I hope it inspired you, and I hope you can have a good date night with your hubby soon. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next time.